What's up, students? Hope you're enjoying the course so far. Look, we've already started to give a new look to our theme. In the last lesson, we installed WooCommerce and we saw that even without any special preparation, the plugin seems to work inside the theme. From this point on, if you know how to deal with the rest of the WordPress theme, that is, if you know how to create the inner content of the theme, like creating widgets, working with configuration pages, etc., you can easily finish the theme and let WooCommerce work inside it somehow. However, pay a lot of attention to what I'm going to say. Installing the plugin and making it work on the theme at first glance doesn't mean that your theme is fully compatible with WooCommerce. From version 3.3 of WooCommerce, the plugin works smoothly without the need for many changes to the code, even using any WordPress theme. However, in order for the theme to really take full advantage of being a compatible theme, it must declare WooCommerce support. Without declaring support, your theme will present some small differences when compared to a theme that does that. Let me give you an example. This is the product page of a supported theme. And the next page is using a theme that doesn't declare support. Notice that the theme on the left has a tab where the visitor can make a review of the product. The theme on the right doesn't have this tab. Instead, it has the standard WordPress comment box. Another thing your theme cannot do if you don't make it fully compatible with WooCommerce is that you won't be able to overwrite the plugin files. In other words, you can't make significant changes to the look of the theme. At least not in the right way, which I will show you how to do in the next lessons. You can see if your theme is compatible or not by going to the WooCommerce settings. It's here under WooCommerce status. Right here at the end, it says whether or not the active theme declares support. In our case, our theme is not declaring support yet. That's right, we have to fix that if you want to create a really professional theme. Thankfully, that's very easy to do. It just requires a few lines of code. Let's open the functions.php file. And within our configuration function, we're going to call a WordPress function named add theme support. And we're going to pass the WooCommerce value to it as a string. That's enough to declare support. The important thing, in fact, is that you do this within a function that is fired on this hook here, the after setup theme, like this function here, the fancy lab config. Now, if you look again at the WooCommerce status, we see that the theme is already declaring support to WooCommerce. But we can boost this support a little bit more. Let's open an array here after the string. And here inside we can set some default values. For example, for the width of the thumbnail image in the store. We pass the argument thumbnail underscore image underscore width. And the value in pixels for the width of the image. For example, 255. Another value we can set is the width of the single image. Single underscore image underscore width. Let's also set it to 255. We can also define how the products will be arranged in the store beforehand. Let's pass the product grid argument. Open a new array. Here inside I can define these values. Default rows defines how many product rows my store will have. Min rows and max rows define the minimal and maximum number of rows. Default columns define how many product columns the store will have, and I set it with only one column. I don't know if you remember, but the initial design of our theme has only one product column. And finally, min columns and max columns set the minimum and maximum amount of columns. Since all the values were set to 1, the theme end user will not be able to change that number of columns. That's right, because if they could change the number of columns, the layout will have to be modified. But this is up to the theme developer. Some of these values can be changed later when the user goes to Appearance, Customize, WooCommerce, Product Catalog. As you can see here, I only have one column of products, and I can only set 1 as a valid value here. And for the number of rows, I have 10 by default, which are these 10 here. And 10 is also the max number of rows I can have. The minimum is 5. Do you understand? If I want to have fewer columns or more, it's not possible. These are some of the advantages of declaring support. And to finish this lesson, there are 3 more supports that we can add to our theme to make the shop even more eye-catching. I'm gonna add them here in the file and explain what they do. Let's open up the main shop page without saving the file for now. If you open this product called Hoodie, we see that it has a kind of gallery, but it's not working. Let's save the file and reload the page. Look at that, now the gallery is working. Later, you see that you can also have a zoom effect, very beautiful when you hover over the image. Another thing we have is this very stylish lightbox. This makes our theme much more attractive, and with only 3 more lines of code in the functions file. Let's take advantage of the fact that we're making these changes to the theme, and let's add another very important feature to the theme called Content Width. This feature allows us to set the maximum size of any content in the theme, such as images added to posts. One advantage is that you can insert very large images into the posts without breaking the area reserved for the content. For this, we can copy the code directly from the codex. I'll leave the link for you, of course. The maximum width will be 600 pixels. And another thing I need is to copy this CSS here to the theme as well. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Our theme is getting more and more interesting, but we still have a hidden world to explore right away. For example, you've certainly noticed that the theme still seems quite broken. Although the shop is working, it seems that it's not fitting right into the theme. In the next lesson, we'll start fixing this problem by changing the look of the store the right way. So, until then.